Good morning, beloveds. It is raining outside. The cold front came in, dropped the temperature to like 59 or something. I'm not sure. 50, somewhere in the right there, the border between 50 and 60. And it wasn't. It was dripping when I got up, but it's honestly raining now, and all of the cats are curled up somewhere asleep. Which is, on days like this is where I'd like to be, but I was a good girl. Now because I'm grounded right now, I've let myself sleep in a little bit, and like a half an hour. But I got up and I did my physical therapy and I did my stretches and I have iced my knee, and so now my next task is, once I get done with this, is I have a little concoction of trace minerals and frankincense and arnica that I'm putting on my knee as well. I think it's helping. I don't know. I'm going to take the tape off tomorrow. If anybody's worn the kinetic tape, the KT, the best way to take it off is in the shower. So I've tried to leave it on because she did such a good job. I've tried to leave it on as long as possible. And so tomorrow will be the day to remove the tape. And then I can really slather my knee with the concoction. So, yeah, it's just been interesting. Interesting. The worst part about it is because of the kind of massage that I guess she did, my knee's really tender. And my cats will come, running across my knee and land on it, and they inevitably hit. It feels like it's bruised. It's not, but that's what it feels like. She really got into that tissue, and it's just excruciating when one of those cats will come charging across it or land on it. And, they don't think anything of it, and you're just like, ah! But that is life with cats. So, but that's what's going on in my world. All right. It is October 16th. It is Friday. I'm about 80% sure it's Friday. I really am losing. My schedule is out now, so I'm losing track of the day. So, September 16th and October 16th. It is October 16th. Our title is I Am a Manifestation of Spirit. I commune with the invisible presence within me until there comes a certainty that is beyond hope, something that enables me to see the future as clear-eyed as I see the past. I have the joy of knowing I will live forever. I am aware of the divine within me. Peace, quiet, and confidence flow through my thought. I know that inspiration and guidance are mine. I permit myself to be moved upon by divine intelligence. Laying aside every sense of burden or false responsibility, loosing all fear and uncertainty from my thought, I enter into my kingdom of good today. I know that this kingdom is accessible to all. I see through all apparent contradictions to the one perfect being in each person. I see through all confusion to the one divine presence of everything. God's world is not a world of illusion, but of realities. All that exists is for the purpose of expressing life. This includes everything: a tree, a rose, my own physical body. Nothing can be excluded from this omnipresence. It was this divine presence that Moses communed with through the burning bush. The divine flame that surrounds the bush with an aura of light and color. This flame of divinity penetrates everything. God is ever flowing through me as perfect life. I am a manifestation of the energy, the love, the peace, and the power of spirit. Okay. I think that last paragraph is going to require some contemplation. But Okay, so we're in the month of fulfillment. And one of the things, there are two things about the readings this month. In the 5 steps of treatment, the third step is revelation. It's what you want. And that's what this reminds me of, is that step in treatment. The first is realization. Pardon me while I try and remember the word. Where we recognize, or recognition. Recognition? I think I've got all my R words confused this morning. Okay, so the first step of treatment is recognition. So we recognize that there is one power. The second step of treatment is unification, recognizing that we are part of that power. And because we're part of that power, we have the ability to use that power. So then the third step is realization, or revelation. We can use it. And that's what the month of October has been. It's where we state, in fact, in real time, now, this is the truth of me. So it's like, go and look at the titles in October and say, this is what I want today. And use that for the center part of your treatment. The other thing, it's been a while since I've had Heartfelt Living, the foundation class. And so I decided, since we're doing it on Zoom, and I can get home and get on Zoom, and then I can turn my camera off and eat real quick. Well, so I can do Heartfelt Living. So I decided I opted into taking Heartfelt Living. 1, it's a good way to bond with people. And 2, it's basic information. So it's a really good, review, reminder. This is why we do what we do. This is how we do what we do. So last night we were talking about affirmations. And that's also what October is it's full of affirmations. So if you didn't want to do the whole thing as the, and there went that word again, realization part of treatment, then you can pull out just, a paragraph, a sentence or two to use as an affirmation. So that's what has been really amazing about the month of October, is Ernest is showing you how to state the truth in the present tense of you. He really is a master. I will admit that he's not a master of writing, but he is a master of speaking, because when you go back and you look at his really good books, they're actually transcriptions of talks that he's given. And I suspect that that's what a lot of reading The Science of Mind is. These are transcriptions of talks that he has given, or they could be treatments that, they could be taken from treatments that he's written. He was prolific and really amazing, and that's one of the reasons why he is one of my favorite teachers. So, all right. So the title is I Am a Manifestation of Spirit. So what comes with being a manifestation of spirit? Well, everything comes with being a manifestation of spirit. Recognizing that you are a manifestation of spirit, that you are a gift. You are literally a gift of spirit. What you are now, the body that you are walking around in, that was a gift from spirit. How you take care of it is your gift to spirit. Which then makes me go, knee injury. I have not been doing my job taking care of the gift that I have been given. Which is why I'm doing physical therapy and stretches and all of that. I am taking better care right now. We all have our moments. We are having a human experience. So I commune with the invisible presence within me until there comes a certainty that is beyond hope. Something that enables me to see the future as clear-eyed as I see the past. I'm not sure we all see the past clear-eyed. But there is something to finding that still quiet place and looking forward with the eyes of spirit at the future and seeing what it is that we are working towards. I have the joy of knowing that I will live forever. That's Ernest. That is pure Ernest. He was absolutely convinced, not in reincarnation, but in the continuation of the spirit within. So it's like, we don't have to come back and do this again. We can move on and go somewhere else and do something else. But the knowledge that we will continue on, that what we have gained and what we have learned will continue on. I mean, it's pretty cool. That may be an understatement. I am aware of the divine within me, and that's the secret, to recognize where we come from. The divine spirit within us that animates us, that guides us, that cares for us, that loves us, that is us. Peace, quiet, and confidence flow through my thoughts. So if I'm aware of the divine presence, then these are the gifts that I have: peace, quiet, and confidence. Because being aware of that presence allows me to turn that spigot and let that flow go all the way, or as much as I choose at the moment. I know that inspiration and guidance are mine. Again, being aware of the divine presence within opens up our consciousness to that inspiration and guidance. I permit myself to be moved upon by the divine intelligence. Being aware of the divine presence within you opens up so many gifts. It's like, why go look for God out there when the reality is that God's right here? Why go look for the Christ out there when the reality is the Christ is right here? Jesus came in to teach us where to look for the kingdom of heaven, where to look for God, where to look for the Christ, and it's right here, right inside the place we don't look, because we're so busy looking out here and in here. And not that there's anything wrong with these sources, but if we're really going to get clear on what we've got, this is where we got to go. And then these are guides that turn us inwards. This, what I'm doing right now, this is a guide to turn us inwards. Laying aside every sense of burden or false responsibility, loosing, I'm trying to enunciate that word, loosing, cutting loose, all the fear and uncertainty from my thought. And that's what we have to do. We have to let go of the noisy nonsense that the material world will tell us. Because ego will keep us in fear. Ego absolutely will keep us in fear, because ego has a job to do. And we need to acknowledge ego and say, yes, you have done your job. I am safe. Now let me get on with my work. Stop trying to scare me. I enter into my kingdom of good today. Now that phrase right there, I enter into my kingdom of good today. What does heaven look like to you? Because I have a sneaking suspicion that if you look around, you already have an idea of what your heaven looks like. I always joked that heaven would look like the great big library. Do you know what my house looks like? There are books in every room. Yeah. Every room, literally every room. There are a couple of rooms that have an entire wall of books. So my kingdom of good, well, I'm already living there. Now, does it have every book that I want? No. But I probably have access to it. And let's talk about the internet, because there are so many books that are available via PDF for free. I mean, that's heaven. But that's my heaven. What does yours look like? So, I enter into the kingdom of good today. What is your kingdom of good? What does it look like? What does it smell like? What does it feel like? Go ahead and line it out and engage all five senses. Because when you engage all five senses, it makes it more real. All right. I forgot to turn my sound off, so I'm sorry you see the text. You're probably hearing the text messages come in. That's what that sound is, if you can hear it, because I'm not sure. I try and and I didn't think about it today. I see all apparent contradictions to the one perfect being. Wait, nope, sorry, hang on. I know that this kingdom is accessible to all. Absolutely. I know that this kingdom of good is accessible to all. There is no one who is not, who does not have access to it. The question is, are they willing to enter into the kingdom of good? And their kingdom of good is not necessarily your kingdom of good. So I've described to you my kingdom of good, but I don't expect that to be your kingdom of good. That's why I encourage you to describe your kingdom of good. And tell me about your kingdom of good. I'd love to hear what your kingdom of good looks like. I see through all apparent contradictions to the one perfect being in every person. That's the exercise where we look into each other's eyes and we see God looking back at us. No matter how we feel on the surface level about that person. And that is a spiritual exercise. And it is incredibly powerful, but it will also serve you in those moments when you're having, like, suppose you're having a fight with somebody. If you can stop, take a breath, and look into that person's eyes that you are arguing with, and see God looking back at you, it can change the tone of the argument. If you're having a conversation, you're trying to find out what's right. If you're having an argument, you're trying to find out who's right. There's a difference there. And that looking in the eyes of that person and seeing God looking back at you might change that tone. All right. I see through all the confusion to the one divine presence at the center of everything. So let the material noise go and see the divine presence that is at the center, whose center is everywhere and circumference is nowhere. That's that phrase that I keep forgetting. God's world is not the world of illusion, but of realities. All that exists is for the purpose of expressing life. All that exists is for the purpose of expressing life. Do we make misuse of things? Yes. And when we know better, we do better. Thank you, Maya Angelou. This includes everything: a tree, a rose, my own physical body. So, everything is for the purpose of life. And when we misuse it, so then we learn better and we do better. Nothing can be excluded from this omnipresence. And that's core of our teaching. There is nothing, nothing that is not part of that divine presence. There is no living being that does not have that animating spirit within them. There is no thing around us that is not made of divine stuff, because there's nothing other than divine stuff. It was this presence that Moses communed with through the burning bush, the divine flame that surrounded the bush with an aura of light and color. This flame of divinity penetrates everything. There is nothing that this divinity is not in, around, through, of, is. God is ever flowing through me as perfect life. So God is flowing through me as perfect life. What use I make of that life, that's on me. That's my responsibility. I am a manifestation of energy, the love, the peace, and the power of spirit. So right there, he is smacking you with the power statement. I am a manifestation of the energy, the love, the peace, and the power of spirit. So you are a manifestation of the energy, the love, the peace, and the power of spirit. And if you believe that, there's nothing you can't do. Absolutely nothing that you can't do. So, our mission today, should we choose to accept it, is the last line of today's reading. To recognize and to revel in the concept that we are the manifestation, we are a manifestation of the energy, the love, the peace, and the power of spirit. Now take that line, go to your mirror, look yourself in the eye, and say that to yourself. And say that to yourself until you believe it. All right? I feel like I'm giving orders today. It's a suggestion, but please try it. Try it. See how it makes you feel. Does it make you stand up a little straighter? Does it make you want to, I don't know, go out and I don't want to say conquer the world, but go out and help to shape the world into a world that works for everyone. Because that's what we're here to do. We are here to trend towards life. Life for everyone. To recognize the divine presence in everyone, around everyone, through everyone. All right. So I'm really excited about that. That's amazing. So I'm going to encourage you to do something loving for yourself, do something kind for yourself, do something compassionate for yourself. And that line, that is loving, kind, and compassionate. So I encourage you, please, to do that. Do something that engages your mind and your body today. It is going to be really nice for the next couple of days. It might be really nice for the next week. We may actually be in fall because it was 90 degrees a couple of days ago. Welcome to South Texas. Yes, open your windows, get some fresh air, get a fresh perspective. Open the windows of your soul and allow the breath of heaven to remind you that you live in heaven now. Look around and see what that heaven looks like. Because there are hints all around you. The things that you love, the things that bring you peace, the things that bring you happiness, the people, the things that you do. That is your heaven. That is your kingdom of good. So pull your pieces together and recognize them and realize you live in heaven now. It's up to your awareness and conscious acceptance of it. And that way we can spread the kingdom of good out to everyone. Because when we walk around in our kingdoms, it's contagious. And people go, what do you know that I don't know? Well, I know that I live in the kingdom of heaven. And you're welcome here too. All right, beloveds. Do what you need to do to have a fantastic day. Know that Reverend David will be on with you around 5 p.m. today, and I will be back with you at 9 a.m. tomorrow. I'm debating on whether or not I want to go to the park. I want to just do a slow walk to talk to the squirrels and, give peanuts to the squirrels. There will be no walking. There will be no running. I'm going to be a good girl so that I can start running again sooner rather than later. Have a fantastic day, beloveds. I'll see you tomorrow.